So one of the things we're going to talk about tonight a little bit is, how did a rock opera about Ann Richards come about? And it started with just the idea of rock opera. I think rock operas are great. They have so much energy. They tell a story. They have characters, and I love rock operas. But some of the earliest rock operas, Tommy, they were kind of narcissistic, right? They were about they're about a rock star or some kind of the first person, and they're stuck in somebody's mind. And so I didn't want to do that. I want to do something a little more active, something that other people can relate to. And I was a big fan of Lou Reed and John Cale have one about Andy Warhol, and the Drive-By Truckers have one about Leonard Skinner. And I just thought the idea of historical biography rock opera is just that seemed really fun to me. And Ann Richards is fun, so she's just such a great character. She has so many great stories within her own story. Politically, she was the last Democratic governor in the state of Texas, and Texas had been Democratic uninterrupted for 100 years. And there's a lot of history in that about why that happened and everything, but there's a very interesting story in there that I liked. Also, she was this amazing character. She was an alcoholic who, through these crazy parties with all the Cosmic Cowboys and the Austin scene in the 70s, and then in the 80s, she went to rehab when she was a county commissioner. She kind of snuck out so nobody would know that she was going, and went to rehab and was a reformed alcoholic the rest of her life. She was originally a political wife. She only started running herself after she'd worked on a bunch of other women's campaigns. And she intersected with a lot of interesting people there. Sarah Weddington, who basically was responsible for Roe v. Wade, she'd run her campaign. And so she had this amazing network of other women in Texas and in Austin, this political network. And she only ran for county commissioner after her husband turned down the nomination. So all these kind of happy accidents led her to where she was. And she crossed paths with all these amazing characters. Ross Perot, Molly Ivins, George Bush, Karl Rove, and we play with that. We make them a couple, kind of in musical theater terms. They're the second couple in the play. There's some great ironies. She signed the bill that George Bush gave George Bush his baseball stadium, so that he needed a baseball stadium for the Rangers. She signed the bill that let him take it. And then he uses that baseball fame to run against her a few years later for governor. So, and he wins, and U.S. history has changed because he goes on, of course, to become president. So, sort of the ironies and the alternative histories about what if Ann had won a second term, I just thought were really interesting. And she's such a great character in herself because she was very personable. She was funny. She was rock and roll. So she was easy. She was fun to write about. It was a good fit. And our team's been working on this now for a few years, refining it, adding more songs, adding more people to the team. You're going to see some of their work tonight. And some of what you see tonight is pre-COVID. We'd staged it before. Some of what you'll see is there's a music video that we're premiering tonight for Clayton and the Lady about her original 1990 election against Clayton Williams, who is a kind of a pre-Trump character in himself. And then some of it you'll see what we worked on during COVID, like the video. We have a music album coming soon, and post-COVID, we hope to return to the stage and put this on as a live rock opera. Once again, the way it really should be, and the way rock music should be experienced. So thank you all for coming out tonight virtually. We hope to see you in person soon. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mara McGhee, and I play the soldier along with several other roles in Call Me Ann, including Clayton and the Lady, and some drunken dinner guests and other characters that show up in the show. The soldier is important to the story because the soldier kind of bookends why we are telling this story. They look around and she sees that she is torturing people in Guantanamo Bay, and that is awful. And she takes a step back to think about what in the world happened. How did the United States of America get to this point in our country? So because of that, then we hear about the whole election and the history between Ann Richards and all of the other yahoos that were also political figures in Texas at the time. So one of my favorite parts of the show, well, the whole show is absolutely amazing. I have loved working with an amazing group of talented women and the band, and having this story told as a non-Texas native. It was kind of new for me, so hearing about all of this was really, really interesting and eye-opening. And getting to tell this story has been a lot of fun. I love performing in front of that band. That band is so good, and they make us look so good and sound so good. So singing with this talented group of people and telling this story using musical theater and a rock opera is just a dream come true. So thank you so much. And remember, your name is Ann Richards too.
Hi, I'm Angela Penina, and I play Molly Ivins. And preparing for the role of Molly Ivins, I watched the documentary Raise Hell, The Life and Times of Molly Ivins, which I highly recommend to anyone and everyone. It's very enlightening, and Molly Ivins is a force that is just powerful, and she is not gonna let anybody tear her down. And when I need to feel like a badass in my life, I try to channel Molly Ivins for empowerment. And I have to say, as far as the show goes, I have two favorite songs. They tie. I can't just choose one. Cocktail Party is my favorite. I love the lyrics are amazing, but I like the message that Anne wasn't gonna let her stance change no matter where she was or what she was doing. Like, this is who she is, and she was true to it, and I love that, and it's very inspiring. And then my other favorite song is Clayton and the Lady, because I love singing a duet with Allie Valines any freaking day of the week, and that song is so much fun to perform. So I hope you enjoy this music video. The production team worked very hard, and we are so excited to show it to the world.
Hi y'all, my name is Christina Odom, and I sing and play the role of George W. Bush in Call Me Ann, the Ann Richards rock opera. George Bush had a pretty critical role in this rock opera because he beat Ann Richards when she was running for her second term as governor. And it kind of came as a shock to most people because, of her high ratings and likability, and of course she was just an all-around badass lady. She did not think very highly of George W. Bush and pretty much thought he was a bumbling idiot. So it was a lot of fun being able to play somewhat the comic relief of the show and really being silly and fun with his role. I would say performance and singing wise though, I was also part of the chorus, and one of my favorite songs is Ugly Dog. That song is in the time when she was county commissioner and she was on a job site, and some of the men were poking fun and had named an ugly dog Ann Richards. But of course, being the no-nonsense woman she is, did not get offended and really just kind of played it off and held her own, and just really could show that she could run with the boys and she could get the job done. The song is upbeat and rock and roll. It's fun to sing. The choreography in the show was fantastic, and so it was so much fun to dance to as well. And it was just such a high energy part of the rock opera that it was just my favorite and a lot of fun to do. All of it was fun to do, truth be told. So we're really excited with this album, and I can't wait for everyone to buy it and listen to it. It's fantastic. And so hopefully you'll get to see the show soon too. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, y'all, and we'll see you around. Bye.